everyone. Hello everyone. My name is Pratyusha. I'm honored to be speaking at Girl Geek Elevate 2026. Thank you to Angie and the organizers for this incredible opportunity. Like I said, my name is Pratyusha and I lead quality engineering at the intersection of hyperscale infrastructure and AI. In 2020, I joined as the first QA engineer at TikTok. My mission was simple: build a reliability framework that could support explosive growth. Today, we manage over 100K servers. We serve billions of users across web and mobile platforms simultaneously. My focus areas are data security and technical sovereignty, ensuring that at massive scale, we never compromise on trust or integrity. So, over the past 6 years, I've had the privilege of pioneering self healing automation, mitigating tens of millions in financial risk, and building rigorous compliance driven quality strategies. But here's what I've learned: process alone doesn't scale, adaptability does. And that's what I want to talk about today. Moving on to our first slide. So, this is my topic: Agile is dead, adaptability is the new currency. And coming to the great stagnation. So, everyone here, look, let's just be honest with each other. I think we've been lied to. For 2 decades, we were told that if we just followed the process, if we stood up every morning for 15 minutes, moving digital sticky notes across the screen, and planned our lives in 2 week chunks, everything would be fine. But look around, the world is moving at the speed of light. AI models are being disrupted every 6 hours. Global regulations change with a single tweet. If your engineering culture is built on waiting for the next sprint to pivot, you aren't being agile. You're just standing still while everyone else passes you. Agile is dead. It's been buried under a mountain of Jira tickets and corporate bureaucracy today. Today, we are talking about the only thing that actually matters, which is adaptability. Let's take some examples to understand this better. So, the scale problem, taking TikTok's reality as an example. So, at TikTok scale, where you know we might be managing over 100K servers and serving billions of users, agile ceremonies aren't just slow, reliability. So, not just TikTok, it can be any social media platform. So, when you're dealing with TikTok on web, on mobile, simultaneously, you realize that sprints don't help you scale. What really helps you scale is modularity. It's building infrastructure that doesn't care what the product team decides tomorrow because the foundation is so elastic, it should be able to handle anything. We don't plan for what we know, we actually architect for what we can't possibly predict yet. That is the fundamental shift from process driven to infrastructure driven leadership. So let's take more examples. For example, payments. This is the ultimate stress test, as you all know, because this is the real deal, right? You can't fail fast when people's money is involved. If the In the payments world, adaptability means automated testing on steroids. If we want to launch a new monetization feature across 30 different countries each with different compliance laws, we can't wait for manual QA. So what we do is we build systems where the compliance is the code. Automated testing isn't a checkbox, it's the engine. It's what allows us to pivot our monetization strategies. For example, say the creator fund overnight without breaking the bank, like literally. Taking more examples, creator monetization and the creator fund. People basically think monetization is just putting ads on videos. It's not. It's about building a living, breathing economy. When we built the creator fund, the agile way would have been to launch an MVP and iterate. But at our scale, a minimum viable product could crash the system. Companies build infrastructure that could handle micropayments of millions of people instantly. So we should be treating monetization like a utility and not a feature. By decoupling different engines, we give ourselves the currency of adaptability. We should be able to change how creators get paid tomorrow without touching any other parts of the platform. That is how we win. So, moving on to compliance by design. Let's be honest, everyone hates compliance. It's the no department. But in a global infrastructure, if you treat compliance as a hurdle, we have already lost the race. We turn, or we in general, have to turn it into an advantage by automating compliance, making it a mandatory automated part of every deployment. This way, we can free our engineers to be creative. They don't have to worry about if they are breaking a law in the EU or a tax code in Brazil. The infrastructure simply won't let them. We build the guardrails so they can drive as fast as they want. That's the adaptability currency. Speed without the crash. It's all about AI everywhere right now. So let's talk a little bit about AI. So AI isn't just a buzzword. It's the final nail in the coffin of traditional product project management. Why have a human spend hours looking at infrastructure logs when an AI can predict a server failure before it happens? We are moving toward self healing infrastructure systems that see a bottleneck in user growth or onboarding and automatically spin up more resources or adjust the flow. This isn't science fiction, it's how we stay at the top. The currency of the future isn't how many features you ship, it's how little human intervention your system needs to survive a pivot. Moving on to the conclusion. So here's the key takeaway. Stop worshipping the process. Stop obsessing over your sprint velocity. Start obsessing over your system's ability to change the build. Build modularity, automate your trust through testing, make compliance your superpower because in 2026, the market doesn't care how many stand ups you had, it only cares if you can adapt before the next disruption hits. My name is Pratyusha and I build systems that don't just survive change, they crave it. Thank you. Thank you all for being here and for your attention today. Uh, we basically don't just build for today, we build for change, for momentum, and for what comes next. It means a lot that you all attended this conference today, and thanks again for hearing me out. And finally, to summarize the key takeaway, the future doesn't belong to the fast sprinters, it belongs to the most adaptable builders. Whether you're engineering infrastructure, leading teams, or building products, the question isn't how do we plan better? It's how do we architect for what we can't predict? Build modularity, automate your trust, make compliance a superpower, and crave the change. Because at the end of the day, I build systems that just don't survive change, they crave for it. And that's how we win. Thank you guys. Let's connect on LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn, and I'd love to hear about the systems you're building. Thanks again to everyone that's part of Elevate 2026. Special thanks to all the organizers and the Girl Geek community, plus Angie. Thank you so much. Bye bye.